Hello, and welcome to another edition of PaynePoints of Interest, where we talk about and answer questions relating to all things in small business. So grab your coffee, sit back, and join us as we start the discussion. Hello, I'm your host, Sarah Harbuck, and with me is Ray Coleman.
How are you doing, Sarah?
And the behind-the-scenes girl is Megan Harbuck. Sometimes you'll hear her chime in on our topics. Hey, Megan.
Hello.
All right, today our question is from Zachary8765, and he says, what's the best way to advertise a trade business in 2020? I am a painter, and I had a business a few years back that went under, and I'm starting up again in a month or two. I'm from a small town and had success with advertising in local papers, but I now live in a larger city. Well, what do you feel is the most successful way to advertise trade businesses these days?
I would say social media.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, you're gonna have to dig into that internet there, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you live in a larger city, you're going to have more competition.
Facebook.
And you've got to somehow grab people's attention.
Instagram.
Google, even. Google listings.
Yep.
Google listings.
People are going to find you that way as well.
If there's any, is there still, I mean, I know there's still a printed yellow pages in some places, but like, is there a digital equivalent other than Google?
Not really.
Yeah.
There's nothing bigger than Google.
You just type in Google search and you'll have a
all,
listing.
All of that stuff is like, it's go ahead and Google marketing for trade businesses is what I would tell this guy, and do what they say. Watch 30 or 40 YouTube videos over a weekend about how you should market your trade business, and then do what they say, because it's going to, particularly in a larger city, it's going to be difficult getting around by word of mouth quickly, and it sounds like he's going to need some speed.
Yeah.
To his marketing.
Yeah.
Go ahead and use some tips and tricks there.
The definition on Google says trade marketing is a wider marketing discipline that aims to increase demand with supply chain partners such as wholesalers, retailers, and/or distribution.
That's a different thing. He's
talking about a trade, like as in like a hands-on blue collar.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing
this
he's
is something
doing.
Else.
He's
okay.
Well, that's talking about when you have trade environments that you're working in.
That brings up an interesting point, though. If he is starting a new business, maybe getting in with some of the, like if there's
local painters,
or the local places where you go buy paint. I mean, I know a lot of people go to places like Lowe's and Home Depot, but there's little smaller shops. We have a Sherman-Williams, which is also still a chain, but it's totally dedicated to just painting supplies and any kind of like home remodeling with painting involved. I think getting involved with other, like if there's some sort of list of recommended
if there's like a trade group that you can get in, and in cities there probably is.
Yeah. Or even, I mean, I know we've talked about in past episodes with the Chamber of Commerce. I'm not sure if something like this would apply, but I would think when you're in a trade where you have to, your standard marketing is going to be slightly different than, say, like a boutique business. Getting in with other people is definitely, I think, a huge leg up and an advantage in terms of how you get your name out there, and maybe do some jobs starting out maybe at a discounted rate to kind of get more.
It's going
clientele.
to be important for him to develop a reputation.
Yes.
And so getting about a dozen clients that trust him pretty quick is going to be key to his marketing strategy.
What I notice on social media when people need trade business or services, people will ask, hey, what's your recommendation?
Yes.
On their personal Facebook wall. And I feel like if you're starting out in a business like this, or you're restarting a business, doing some jobs for some people, maybe, like I said, at a discounted rate, do a really great job, have great customer service, impeccable, quality of service that you provided. And you're going to have that oh, I use so-and-so, and
yeah, you need to get about a dozen great clients.
Yeah.
Like people that you actually have done really good work for, and that are going to be vocal.
Because I'm going to take a friend's recommendation probably over, just seeing an ad on Facebook. Like, hey, did you use these people?
Yeah.
What was your experience? Versus just, aimlessly wandering around the internet.
Anytime that you're working on something that has to do with your house repair, if you work with a painter, a plumber, a contractor, you're going to be wanting, you're going to want someone who is known for reliability.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to get caught up with a person who has a good ad campaign and doesn't show up on time.
Right.
Or, doesn't know how to color match. Their professional skills do not match what they said. That kind of thing happens a lot in the trade skill arena.
Yes.
So I would say, head that off in the past by not being that. You're going to be reliable, consistent, excellent, and you're going to have people that are willing to say that about you.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a big thing in business today is if your interaction with them, as
And
much as
you
the quality
want-
of the work
Right.
is a twofold thing. Like we had a guy come out a couple of years ago who fixed our ice maker and our freezer, and real nice guy, came out an extra time for free to check just to make sure it was working properly and everything. I've got to call him back and have him come out and fix our dryer because it has stopped drying clothes.
Well, there you
So
go.
those kinds of things make an impression on me when you show up at the time you say you're going to be there, and his window of showing up was way smaller than, like, say, the cable company. We'll be there from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We don't know. He showed up and would give me a call or text me within 20 or 30 minutes of heading that way. Things like that really, especially if I'm having to take time off work or stay home and wait for this person to come and take a look at whatever's broken. If they tell me a time and then they show up 3 hours later, it's not going to make a great impression with me. I'm going to be a little irritated.
And you're not going to want to recommend that person.
No.
Now, and also, house painter fellow, remember that you're going to need to look outside the box for your marketing much of the time.
Absolutely.
So please be posting your work where people can see it. Make videos. There's yourself working.
There's a local roofing company that will, you wouldn't think pictures of a new roof is really that appealing, but they'll post the before and after, and it's kind of like, okay, if I need a new roof, I think I'm probably going to
call those guys.
I'll call them. It looks really good, so I feel like utilizing social media you think, well, it has to be nice pictures. Not necessarily, as long as it shows the quality of your work. I think it does a good job as a relatively inexpensive marketing tool to put yourself out there.
There are so many cheap, actually free marketing arms out there right now for everyone to use. TikTok, YouTube, things that used to cost just billions of dollars are just being handed to you for free.
Yeah.
So,
it's a really different world today when you have a small business, when you have so much potential to reach so many people for such a small amount of money.
The issue is that people don't know where to start.
Yeah.
That's a big issue, but one of the things that I've found has been really useful is also, like, a lot of the times when we get these questions, I ask myself in my head, because I don't want to be rude, do these people not have friends or people that they interact with? Because a really easy way to, like, get your business started is to be like, hey, can I do this thing for you for free? And then you post about it on your Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, or walking around your local downtown if you have one. Like, I've done this very thing where I've left business cards at the places downtown, after asking the owner and talking to them and having that connection. Human physical connection is also really important too. I think that people are embarrassed to do it a lot of the time.
That is the last marketing thing I was going to hit on, because that is, and it's one of the most important, kind of the baseline marketing strategy is go to a person, offer your services, shake their hand, have a conversation.
Yeah.
When we worked at the coffee shop, and I've said this a dozen times in my life, different ways, we had to sell 200 cups of coffee a day. So how do we do that? We went out and we shook 2,000 hands.
Yeah.
To sell 200 cups of coffee. You kind of have to have that mindset when you're in a trade.
especially when you're starting out and trying to get established. I think that personal human connection, because we all now live in such a digital reality sometimes, and we're on our phones and we're not having as much human contact as we might have used to. I don't know. It feels like it was kind of always that way. But in that sense of someone coming up to me and going, hey, I have this business, and if you're ever in need, here you go, here's my business card, is going to make more of an impression on me than the 10 other businesses who never did come talk to me personally.
Right. If someone physically came and said, hey, I have something that you may need, or you don't need right now, but you may need later, take my card, and here's a $5 gift certificate for your coffee that you're about to get in Starbucks. You know what I mean? Things like that actually go pretty far towards making an impression.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, it's all about attention.
Yes.
Attention online, attention at the line of the bank, attention wherever you can get it, because that's exactly what's going to get you the business.
Doing one of those sped up videos on Facebook, Instagram, wherever, YouTube, of your process. Like, hey, I'm going to paint this entire room, and you have a thing on a tripod, and you just film the whole thing, you speed it up, and it shows how you do it. I find that stuff fascinating.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to, yes, I've painted a room before, I've painted a house, but like, the way professionals do it is not the way you and I do it.
Yeah, I'm not professional about my shit at all, which is why I absolutely refuse to paint my house anymore.
I told my husband after we built our house, I said, if I ever have to paint anything ever again, I would rather just, no. I'll pay the money to have someone else do all that painting.
I do a lot of effort to make sure that the people that take care of my house are professionals, and not me.
Yeah.
So my plumbing, I call a guy. For my electricity, I call a guy.
Yeah.
House painting, the roofing. I believe strongly in calling the guy. Mowing my yard. I don't even want to do that myself. East Texas, where yard mowing is kind of the pastime around here. Yeah. I don't want to do that. There's a guy I can pay to do that.
You're contributing to the economy locally. That's great.
That's
awesome.
That is my only goal. Is to make sure that we all have work.
Sarah, last thing I'll say to build on what you said about watching the sped up, speed paint kind of things, is that I found, this was recommended to me randomly because YouTube is strange, there's a whole business dedicated to cleaning out carpets and rugs.
Yes, I love watching
those. Are so satisfying. And to see, the restoration of, a house go from, very dingy to, painted bright yellow. That would be really cool.
I wish I had carpets to get clean and just stand there and watch them do it. It's so great.
Carpets and watch them clean it. That's funny.
But I think that's going to have to be all we have today. Sarah, before you do your spiel, guys, if, I'm new to this whole sound production thing, if you have any criticism that you have about the audio, please email me at megan@PaynePoints.com. That's MEGAN at PaynePoints.com, PAYNE. Just let me know. I've been trying to be very diligent about the audio quality, but if you notice something that I don't, please give me an email.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And as always, if you have any questions or comments or things you want to add to today's topic, or if you would like to be a guest speaker, we want you. Contact us on our website, PaynePoints.com, Facebook and LinkedIn at PaynePoints, Instagram at Payne.points, and Twitter at PointsPayne. You can now call or text us at 855-PAYNEPT. That's 855-729-6378. We hope everybody has a great day, and so let's get to work.
Let's do it.